Hi guys, how are you doing? It's your girl Owamie, and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time joining me, most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell so that you do not miss any upload. I do also have to say, guys, I've got a YouTube masterclass that is happening on the 30th of March. The ticket is only 390, so that's the cheapest I'll ever have. I'm gonna have account numbers here. You pay and then you send your proof of payment to the WhatsApp numbers, and my PA will take it from there. So basically, ninjas, I do want today to share with you guys the story time that I actually asked if you guys wanted to hear, and some of you guys said yes, of the time that my drink actually got spiked. Now, before I get to this particular one, I would like to just say that, guys, thank you so much for all the love and all the support that I saw from my previous video. I think it was like something that I had really just buried it so far. But obviously, as I said, as the 24th of February was approaching this year, for some reason, I just kept on remembering that and remembering that and remembering that. And I was like, nah, I have to make a story time just so that I can warn someone else. I did see that there was someone that asked a very valid question, like, Owamie, why didn't you go to the police and open a case, against this guy? Because obviously at that time I knew exactly where he stayed because I did go to his place and everything. To be honest with you guys, it was shame. I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed. And I think that because I was like, nothing happened, let me just continue with my life. I really honestly had a lot of shame. And I think that you should also remember that I wasn't mentally where I'm at now. As much as there was excitement for me on the 24th of February, but there was also a bit of sadness in me, like I'd been fighting for this divorce, I got it, but as much as it was my freedom day, it was also the day that literally it was like the stamp that almost a full decade that I spent with someone is completely over. Not that I wanted to go back. I think that if you're someone that has gone through a divorce, you would actually understand. As much as you're so excited for that divorce decree, there's also a part of you that can't help but also remember, there were good things that this person had done. There were good times that you guys had with this person. But obviously it had to get to this point. So as much as I was excited, I also had a bit of emotions, and I think that's why I really just did not want to stay home. My best friend who is Lebu at that time, obviously she's the one that I went out with, and during the day she was not doing well that day. She had her own personal stuff, and Lebu is not someone that would go to a club, so obviously she had to go home. She even went home early, I think around past 4, and I just didn't want to be home by myself. I really wanted to go out and celebrate, and since this guy was offering to say let's go out, I was like, why not, So I did not report this honestly because I was really ashamed. I felt I am a public figure, if I'm to open a case of attempted R, it was definitely gonna be in the papers or it was gonna be in the blogs, and there was a part of me that was really just not ready to face that. And for that, I won't lie, I do apologize, because I do realize that as much as he did it to me, this guy will be continuing to do this up until maybe he's caught, and you'll find that he was able to do it to someone even maybe after me, which makes me feel so sick. But I also have to just think for myself, because at that time, honestly guys, I was just not emotionally strong, and I think that the fact that I just cut communication with him, that was something that I feel like I was like, okay, you know what, at least nothing happened. But yeah, I do get the question and I feel it was valid, but yeah, it was really shame. Hey, I felt embarrassed, honestly. It was I also just felt like there were people that are gonna come out and say that, oh, so this is why you wanted to divorce, so that you'll be out there in the streets, this is what you get, for divorce. Because you guys know, most there are people that are just so against divorce. Even if you're saying I was being abused, I was not at a point where I was myself. I was not at a point where I was okay. Like, I was literally suffocating in there. They still want you to continue that marriage. So I just felt I'm someone that, I'm only sharing with you guys, and this happened over 2 years ago. And I mean, I saw there were people that personally know me that checked out on me via WhatsApp. Like, I saw your story time. Are you okay? Thank you so much for all the love and all the concerns. But I am really okay. This happened a long time ago. Usually, if you know me, you'll know that I usually deal with stuff before I can actually share. And I did deal with it, and I'm emotionally okay. So basically that is that. So I do have to say I really do apologize, guys, honestly, or the fact that I didn't open a case against this guy, obviously, because this is something that I always say to you guys, to say, guys, open a case for the next woman. I really was just so embarrassed, I won't lie. And I also saw someone that was actually saying that, oh, you always warn us, and then when you go and you do that, remember, if you can actually remember well, I started warning you guys 2 years ago about Tinder and the dating apps. It was because of that encounter that I actually went through. I obviously wasn't ready to share with you guys, but that's why I've been so strong on, guys, be very careful with these online apps, blah, 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 blah. Because of that encounter that I had, which unfortunately at that time I just could not share yet. So that was the reason why. There are some people that are thinking this happened now. No. That is why I started actually saying, guys, I'm warning you. Because as much as I may not be able to share everything, I care so much about you guys. And if I go through something, I try my best to say, okay, let me warn you and actually have you guys also, I literally am a girl's girl through and through. I mean, a sister's keeper, you understand? That's me. So that's why I started actually advising you guys against, because of that experience. And I just honestly am sorry that I couldn't actually say it at that time. The last one that I'm gonna actually address is the comment that I saw, wherein it was saying, Owamie, one thing about you and your story times, what I've learned is that you are heavenly protected. Ciao, you have no clue. I look at it and my whole life is a miracle. I don't even want to lie, guys. I've gone through so much that I feel like I shouldn't be here, but God has always made sure that I'm here, I'm kept, I'm safe. So I really honestly am grateful, and I do not take for granted or the fact that I'm so protected. You understand? And the one that I'm not even going to entertain is for the lady that was talking about how apparently I was lying for money. She did end up actually coming to my DMs to apologize, but I just didn't respond. But I think we're at this point, if you know me, you will know that I am not at a point where I would have to lie for money, I don't know, but I'm not at a point where I would have to lie for money. I did not build my platform on lies, so why would I now start, I mean, if you watch the video, you would literally see the bite marks, the picture that I posted. You can, if someone even wants proof, I can screenshot, you can actually see the timestamp and the date at which the video where I was wearing white was taken. If you follow me on Instagram and you've been following me for the past 2 years, you will actually remember that I actually did post that in my Instagram, the one where I was taking the shot. Little did I know that literally just a few hours after that, this guy was going to try and sexually assault me. So yeah, it really honestly is something that is quite sad. Let me just put this phone on silent. But it happens, and yes, I do have to say, guys, I'm emotionally okay. I'm fine. So thank you guys so much, for your concerns. But I am okay. So today I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys a story time of how my drink actually got spiked. I don't think this story time is gonna be long at all. So basically, what happened was it was year 2014. Okay, so literally 10 years from this year. I just feel like these things happen whenever they're linked to my ex or something, right? I almost got sexually assaulted the day the divorce was finalized. So this time was the time that him and I were still engaged, but then we had separated. So at the time that we had separated, guys, I will not lie to you guys, I loved that man. I really, really loved that man for years, And so at that time when we had separated, I really wasn't emotionally coping. And so I honestly was just working and going to clubs. Literally, I remember I used to go to News Cafe so much, the one in Midrand and the one that is in Woodmead. So usually what I would do is that I'll go to the one in Woodmead. If in Midrand, if I was keepy, I go to the one in Woodmead. The one in Woodmead back then used to be lit all the time. You understand? But then the problem again was that it used to get too full. So sometimes you get there, you won't get a seat, and then boreha, guys. So I'm like, okay, the one in Midrand usually would get full, but not too full as the one in Woodmead. So it was always my normal procedure that, weekend, especially Saturday to Sunday, I'm going. Like Saturday night, I'm going out. It was the time that I was working for this stupid company that didn't even want to pay us. The stress was a lot, guys. The stress was a lot. So basically, on this fateful night, I left and then I went to Woodmead first. I didn't go to the one in Midrand. It was the time that I was staying in Vona Valley. This other complex, I think it was called Vona Village. That's the one. So I went to Woodmead first, and when I got there, guys, it was packed. It was really, really packed. And so what I did was that I had, I think, maybe one drink or something, but then I felt, no man, it's just too full. Let me go to the one in Midrand, because the one in Midrand Valley, it will not be too full. So that's what I did. So I drove. Obviously, I went to the one in Midrand. When I got there, it was okay. It wasn't as full. Obviously, I sat down. As I said, because I sat by the bar, there's this guy that actually approached me. So when that guy approached me, mind you guys, in 2014, I was like 24. So I was still very young. And so when he approached me, he came, he sat next to me and was like, can I buy you drinks? And I was like, okay, yes, So as I said, guys, in Woodmead, I had only one drink. And I'm someone that, I've been drinking Hatter's Gold for years and years and years. So I know my drinking limit, I know my drinking capacity, and I'm someone that will not overly drink. I don't like drink. Like, you will rarely get me drunk. It's a rare occasion if you get me drunk. Trust and believe, if I'm drunk, then I'm with someone that I can fully trust. I think the only times that I actually got drunk was when I was with JS. This past years I was with JS because I trusted him. So any other person, I just wouldn't be as comfortable, even if I go out with girlfriends, I can't drink to get drunk. I'm always the responsible friend in the group. So this time I was by myself, and first of all, I knew I'm still gonna have to drive, so I'm not gonna drink to a point of getting drunk, and I know I'm still gonna have to drive. So I'm there obviously drinking. The guy bought me Hunter's Gold, and I'm drinking. I did actually go to the bathroom, and I remember actually telling the guy, hey, please look after my drink, I'm coming, right? Actually, no, man. I don't think I even said look after my drink, because at that time, remember in 2014, guys, it was the internet. I wasn't someone that was on the internet like that. I didn't know much about anything really. Information wasn't something that was as freely available as now, where people share, we are all on social media and stuff. So I just walked out and I went to the bathroom upstairs, and then I came down, and I went, then I continued drinking. Now at this point, I think maybe with this guy I'd already drank maybe about 2 Hunter's Gold. I was on maybe my third one, which when I left it open. It was still full. So I drink this one, but all of a sudden, guys, I just felt I'm getting drunk like crazy, and I did not even think my drink was spiked or anything at that point, but the way that I was starting to feel, it was I'm getting high, man. It wasn't really drunk. But it was so I felt maybe I just need to get some fresh air. And so I was like, hey, I want to just go out for some fresh air. This guy was actually insisting that he want to go out with me, right? Because I was still holding the drink. I mean, I wasn't thinking of anything. I just thought, I'm getting drunk, let me go out. But the guy was insisting that he actually literally just wanted to be where I'm at, So I'm like, nah, man, something is off. That's when I started to see, I think something is off. So what I did was, I put the drink there. I was like, oh man, I'm coming right now. I just want to take something from my car. And then the guy said yes, And then I walked out. I remember I went to the car and I opened the car. I entered. When I entered my car, guys, and I closed the door, I could feel it that I'm literally I'm getting out of it. That was the time that it started to get into my mind to say, oh my gosh, I think I've been drugged. And the reason why I even thought of that was because the company I was working at, there was this other girl that actually spoke about how she had gotten spiked maybe about 2 weeks before that incident that occurred with me. So that was when it actually started ringing. Oh my gosh, I think I've been spiked. My drink was spiked, because I knew for a fact that I was not getting this drunk. And it was a very foreign feeling, man, because at that point, I'd never ever been high. You understand? So it was really weird, man. For me, it was really just weird. And at that point, I just decided I'm going to drive home. Guys, I literally drove. First of all, I don't remember driving home. I don't remember driving. The only thing I remember was that I ran a red robot. That's all. Because I remember it was like my car was flying and then I remember the robot was red. That's all. Like it was like a flash of red, sort of like, and I could see that. That's the only thing that I could remember. And when I got to the complex, which was Vona Village at that time, I remember then we used to open the gate with a remote, but then the security, if they know your car, they would also open for you. So I don't know if I'm the one that opened the gate or the security are the one that opened my gate, because I woke up in the morning, guys, and my seat was actually flat. My shoes were off. The car window was down and the car was not locked, but I was in the complex and I was parked in my parking. I don't want to lie. When I woke up in the morning and I'm seeing all these guys, I literally slept in the car and I don't know how I even got home. Now, if you know Midrand and you know the News Cafe in Midrand and Vona Village, they're not far. So it's only like a straight drive down. There's like the robots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 6 robots just going down straight. And the robot that I remembered was the flash that I saw is the one next to that Vona Valley Spa. That's the one that I remember seeing right. Literally now when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, those are so many robots, guys. I don't remember driving. I do not. So my guardian angel was also there on that night because, guys, I don't remember how I drove home. The only thing I remember, as I said, is the flash of red. And I remember that I did run a red robot, but thankfully, obviously, there was no car that was coming, because if there was, it would have collided and everything. And so ever since then, I never ever like leave my drink unattended, which is what I even said in that story time, that I never left my drink. If I'm drinking and I need to go to the bathroom and there's someone here, I'll make sure I finish that drink first before I go. And then the one I'm gonna get, I'm not gonna come back from the bathroom and you are offering me a drink that's already open and I'm gonna drink it. I will never. I don't care, you're a gentleman, you're a gentle pig, you're a gentle whatever, I don't care. I'm not gonna take that drink and drink, because I have actually been spiked. And how I can actually confirm that I was actually spiked was because, guys, my body was numb the whole Sunday. The whole Sunday I was literally just sleeping, and that was only on 4 BS, only on 4 hunters, and there's no way I've drank more than that and I was okay. So that's what happens. So you guys really also need to just be very, very careful out there. These people out there are just weird, guys. They really honestly are just weird. I can't even remember fully the guy's face, but I remember he was tall, slim, and he was not a South African. That's one thing that I can actually remember. But other than that, guys, I'm sure that guy maybe stayed there and he was waiting for me or whatever. But when the fact that I even had the mind to say, let me just go home and drive home, like, I'm just so proud of myself. And I was so young, 24, like I feel like I was just a baby, like literally God has been with me through thick and thin, guys. Like, again, as I'm saying, it honestly makes me feel so gibberish in a way, thinking that I literally drove past 6 robots and I was out of it, to a point where when I got home, I couldn't even go to sleep in the house. The seat was lying down, the window was down. Everything that I had on me was just there in the car seat. So thankfully, obviously, the complex was a safe place. And then that was when in the morning I woke up and I was like, damn, why not doing that again, But anyway, that's what actually happened, how they spiked my drink. If you also have your own story time where they spiked your drink, please do comment down below. And yeah, please also just be very careful out there, guys. These people, some of them, they actually go around with drugs because they know that what they want to take advantage of you, so they don't want you to fight. And it's such a sick world that we actually live in, and unfortunately some will then human traffic you. Next thing you are here in the club, you wake up, you are in some dingy room in Cape Town. So please be very careful, guys. Please be very, very careful. Anyway, I love you, ninjas. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.